Are we soon to see the death of vibe coding? Intriguing question, isn't it? I think yes, if you want to create phenomenal and magnificent agentic AI applications. Welcome, and welcome to the first lesson of our series on creating foundations for building agentic artificial intelligence applications that are production ready yet easily upgradable. Let me tell you what is in store. This series is your guided tour through the wild and wonderful world of creating foundations for building true agentic AI applications. Whether you're a curious beginner or a seasoned developer seeking fresh perspectives, we'll break down practical strategies, creative tools, and all the guardrails that turn good code into great code. And yes, we'll use tons of visuals, posters, code walkthroughs right from our code editor, and a sprinkling of my commentary that keep things lively. Lesson 1 is all about vibe coding versus engineered code. Ever started a project that felt more like jazz improv than a well-orchestrated symphony? We'll explore what makes some code feel vibey and why building with a plan and a bit of AI help can save you headaches down the road. Here's how it works. I will lead the way, pop up in the corner when you need to focus on the lesson visuals, and may even teach you a few things. You'll see real examples, get clear step-by-steps, and I will always wrap up with homework or a reflection challenge so you can apply what you've learned. Ready to jump in? Let's begin our journey through creating foundations for building truly rock-solid applications that can stand the test of time, starting with figuring out how to spot the difference between random code and real full-stack structure. It's going to be fun, and by the end, you will be a full-fledged AI master, capable of creating the kinds of applications that are highly sought after by small and large organizations alike. And by the way, if you want to follow this series, we estimate more than 20 lessons. Subscribe to our channel and give us a like, thumbs up. In that way, YouTube will make this incredible series available to more people. Thank you for your support. Now, on to our Lesson 1. Welcome to Lesson 1. What is building incredible foundations for agentic AI applications? Before we touch a single line of code, I want you to look at this image. On the left, we have what I call vibe coding. On the right, we have a real full-stack project with an AI assistant integrated into it. In this lesson, we're going to answer one big question. What is the difference between just throwing prompts at a chatbot and actually building software with AI in a way that is stable, testable, and fast? By the end, I want you to see building agentic AI applications not as magic or vibes, but as a disciplined way of working with an assistant that feels like a very fast junior developer plugged into a real project. Let's start with the left side, vibe coding. This is probably how most people started using AI. You open a chat window and type things like, "Write me a landing page." 1. Fix this error. Make me an app that does X. You get some code back in your code editor. You run the code, or it runs automatically. You hope it works. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it explodes. Usually, you end up with a bunch of random snippets scattered across files, and no one, including you, can explain how any of it fits together. Sometimes you may even get a real application that more likely than not to function not at all like you want. Note all of the problems and limitations associated with vibe coding. Problems such as brittle dependencies, hidden bugs, future maintenance nightmare, security risks, and confusing codebase, among others. We really don't have to develop like this. There is a better way. Now let's look at the right side of the poster. This is still AI coding, but it's a completely different world. Here, you're not asking the AI to just build something. You're inviting it into a real, full-stack project that already has a clear front end, React plus TypeScript in this case. A clear backend, Python plus Fast API in this case. A proper database behind it. and a set of guardrails that keep everything sane. In this picture, the AI assistant is not the architect. It's not inventing the structure. Instead, it's acting like a very fast junior developer who works inside your architecture, under your rules. So when you say, add a new endpoint to backend, features, workspaces, and write tests, or refactor this React component, but keep the tests green, the AI is operating inside a system that you designed. This is the mental switch I want you to make in this series. We're not here to learn how to prompt a chatbot. We're here to learn how to build and shape a code base that an AI can safely work inside. This is what I mean by full stack foundations. Now, once you have a real project like this, the way you work with AI also changes. Instead of asking for some giant magic, we work in small, repeatable loops. Plan, implement, validate. We call this the plan, implement, validate loop. That is, the PIV loop. You'll see this throughout the series, but in the context of Lesson 1, the idea is simple. 1. Plan. You decide what you want. For example, clarify goals. Choose the lane, whether backend or frontend, or both. Pick files, tools, and tests. You also decide where it lives in the project and what done looks like. 2. Implement. You ask the AI to help you write or refactor code inside those specific files and folders. AI Assistance is front and center for implementation. 3. Validate. You run tests, check types, lint, review the diff, maybe look at logs. If the code passes all of that, we keep it. If not, we adjust and run another loop. So AI coding isn't just type a prompt and pray. It is structured collaboration with a machine inside a project that gives you fast feedback on every change. This is the correct way to create real agentic AI applications. Now here's the secret that separates vibe coding chaos from real full-stack engineering with AI. Guardrails. These are not optional. They're the safety nets that let you trust your AI assistant and move fast without constantly second-guessing yourself. Let me walk you through the 5 guardrails we're going to live by in this series. First, tests. Tests are your truth teller. When you ask the AI to add a feature or refactor code, you run your tests. If they pass, the AI probably didn't break anything. If they fail, you know exactly what needs fixing. We'll be using unit tests for individual functions and integration tests to make sure the front end and back end actually talk to each other. No tests? You're flying blind. With tests, you sleep soundly. Second, linting and style. This is about consistency and readability. A linter is a tool that checks your code for style issues, unused variables, and patterns that could cause bugs. When your AI assistant writes code, a linter immediately tells you, hey, you forgot to remove this import, or this line is 150 characters long, break it up. Common tools here are ESLint for JavaScript, Rough, or PyLint for Python. The point is, your code base should look like it was written by one person, not a committee. That's when AI code blends seamlessly into your project. Third, type checks. This one is huge for AI coding. Type checkers like TypeScript, MyPy, and Pydantic catch mistakes before they become runtime disasters. When you ask the AI to write a function, a type checker ensures that a function that expects an integer doesn't accidentally receive a string. Your API returns the shape of data your front end is expecting. You're not calling methods that don't exist on an object. AI is really good at writing code, but AI doesn't always think about edge cases and type safety. A strong type system catches these slips automatically every time you compile or run your checks. Fourth, logging. Logging is your window into what's actually happening in your application at runtime. When something goes wrong in production, and it will, logs tell you the story. Which user triggered it? What data were they working with? What line of code failed? Without logging, debugging an AI-assisted codebase is like searching for a needle in a haystack in the dark. With logging, you've got breadcrumbs leading you to the problem. We'll use structured logging, logs that are easy to parse, search, and analyze, so that you and your team can understand what happened, when, and why. Fifth, architecture. Finally, and most importantly, architecture is the backbone of everything. A clear architecture means you have clear boundaries between front-end, back-end, and database. You have a consistent pattern for how new features are added. Every engineer, human or AI, knows where to put new code. Think of architecture as the blueprint for your building. If the blueprint is clear, builders can follow it. If it's ambiguous, chaos follows. In this series, we'll be using a modern full-stack architecture. The front end is a React application with TypeScript and component patterns. The back end is a fast API service with clear route organization and middleware. The database is structured and versioned. All three layers know how to talk to each other. So here's the beautiful part. When you have these 5 guardrails in place, tests, linting, types, logging, and architecture, something magical happens. Your AI assistant can work inside your project with confidence. You can review its work knowing exactly what to check. And most importantly, you're building something that's not just fast to create, but fast to maintain, scale, and upgrade. This is what I mean by foundations first equals trust and velocity. The guardrails are what turn AI coding from a lucky experiment into a reliable, repeatable practice. Let me show you how this looks in a real project. Here's the kind of structure we'll be working with in this series. This is graphical view of a real code base that has been developed especially for this series and also to be used in future projects. We have in this code base a front-end folder with React plus TypeScript, a back-end folder with Fast API plus Python, a tests directory for both sides, a config for linters, type checkers, and Docker or other infrastructure. As we move through the course, you'll see that we never treat any of these as an afterthought. We architect the project so that the AI knows where things live. We can tell it which files it's allowed to change. And we can automatically verify its work with tests and checks. This is what makes AI coding repeatable and scalable, not just a lucky one-off. So, to wrap up Lesson 1, here's the key shift I want you to make. 1. AI coding is not asking the chatbot to build everything for me. 2. AI coding is I own the architecture and the guardrails. 3. And I use AI as a fast, powerful assistant inside that system. On one hand, we had vibe coding. Unstable, no structure, no safety nets. On the other hand, we have a real full-stack project. Clear front-end and back-end lanes, a database behind it, and layers of tests, linting, types, logging, and architecture patterns. In the rest of this series, we're going to live on the right side of this poster. We will build, but back-end with strong foundations. 2. A front-end with strong foundations. 3. And then we'll connect them and bring in AI as a trusted collaborator. Your homework for this lesson is simple. 1. Take a project you're working on right now, or even just one you've tried to build with AI in the past. 2. Sketch it on paper using this poster as a guide. Does it look more like the left side or the right side? Where are your tests? Where are your types? Where's your logging? Do you even have a clear separation of front-end, back-end, and database? You don't need to fix anything yet. Just see it clearly, because starting in the next lessons, we're going to take these ideas and turn them into a concrete workflow. The PIV loop, the modern full-stack model, and eventually your own AI-optimized codebase. Thanks for watching Lesson 1. I will see you in Lesson 2, where we continue on our journey to becoming AI code masters. And if you have not already, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button before you leave. You might also want to hit that notification bell so you will be notified when the next lesson falls, and I guarantee it will be very, very soon. Thanks.